Countdown has started.
Hey. All right. Hey guys, happy Thursday.
What up, the Prime?
D Prime, hello. No.
What up, Doc G?
Wendell, what's up?
Is a pretty mellow Thursday.
Yeah. It's
Until
pretty
mag-sprack ulit si Emil.
Nah.
Ano ibang video games na nalaro namin? A whole bunch of stuff. Really. Like a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah. Pero ako, other than WWE, I only played NBA 2K and Madden.
Yeah.
Those are the only games that I played. Abby, hello, Ninang Abby. Yeah, Anton, we're gonna talk about that street fight. That was insane.
That was good shit.
Yeah.
Good shit.
Yeah. It was.
Si Ninang Abby kakabalik lang mula Japan.
Oh, word?
Ooh.
Nag-lead siya ng tour group.
Angelo, just wait for a little bit. We haven't we have something to say about that. In a little bit. Konting antay lang.
Oh, we announced it last week. So yes, meron.
Oh, we already announced last week? Oh,
Yeah.
shit, we did. But
Di lang ako nag-post pa kasi we were finalizing the details. But yes, meron.
yes, ayun. Yun also pala, sorry. Bruce, what's up?
Proposed.
Proposed in what way, Bruce?
Okay.
You're confusing us.
Baka thesis proposal lang pala yan.
Oh, yeah?
You gotta be more specific, bro.
Yeah. D Prime definitely it's not only a one-time thing yung 2K25 stream.
Congrats sa thesis proposal mo.
Oh yeah, congrats, Bruce.
Congrats, Bruce.
Oh no, Emil, you're being called out for being a bitch about the Sky graphic.
Hey, no, I am mad at Sky Cable for another reason, not just that. Nadala lang
Oh,
siguro.
sabi na may play in 18 eh.
No, ano kasi before Sky kami dun sa in my house in Laguna.
Oh.
Sky yung internet namin.
Oh.
And then sobrang hassle kasi every 2 weeks laging napuputulan for like 3 days.
Okay.
So I'm mad at Sky. I'm mad at Sky for that. That's why.
And you felt na we all had to know about it.
I mean, yeah.
But you shat on them for the outdated graphics.
I mean, na-carry over na lang yun.
Okay.
I gotta give a shout out to Converge though. They pulled through. I got the new modem, I got the new speed, I got the box, I got the Netflix account. So, solid Converge.
Oh, si Matchmaker Linus gusto
Linus,
na yung
what's up?
gawa ng match yung Emil versus Sky Cable feud.
Please hit my music and please.
My name is Colin Cash Money Cannon.
What do we want to talk about?
Hey, this is the Cosmic Cactus, Paul London.
You're still just a kid. Hello, WWE Universe in the Philippines. This is Charlotte.
Because mommy is always on top.
What's going on? This is Xavier Woods, aka Austin Creed.
I'm home.
We are pretty deadly. Yes, boy. Yes, boy.
To say his name.
Amen. He appears.
Stan C, the voice of Philippine wrestling, University of the Philippines, Diliman.
Momoran, the fancy dad, University of the Philippines, Diliman.
Chino Diao, Best Gout Machine, San Sebastian College, Recoletos, College of St. Benilde, De La Salle University, International Academy of Film and Television.
Emil Nate, small forward, the Ateneo de Naga University.
Rowan ASH, bad boy ng dance floor ng Quezon City, Central Scholar University, Manila.
I love you solo.
When you're listening,
to the Wrestling Podcast.
And you're listening to the Wrestling Podcast.
To the Wrestling Podcast.
The Wrestling Podcast.
You're listening to the Wrestling Podcast. Yeah.
You are watching and listening to the longest running weekly episodic Filipino wrestling podcast. This is the Wrestling Podcast. Stan C, Romoran, and Emil Nate checking in on another Thursday. Welcome to the live stream, or if you're catching the audio-only version, thank you for making some time for our weekly wrestling talk right here. If you love what we're doing, please give us a 5-star rating on Spotify. Hit that subscribe button as well. All of those ratings, all of the comments, the good juju, nakakatulong yan sa algorithm ng Wrestling Podcast. So please hit that subscribe button, especially on Spotify kasi yun yung pinaka-chinecheck natin. Alright? Just in case you haven't done that yet. After all these years of you being part of our weekly wrestling habit. How's everyone?
Right naman. Chill Thursday.
Not for Emil Nate.
Hey, I've been more chill this month than many other months. So,
ano ba kanina you just told everyone how much you hated a certain telco provider?
And that was like last year. Lumipat na kami.
Pero dinala mo yun hanggang March 2025. In fact, you thought it would be good for the pre-show listeners to actually hear it.
I just explained my situation. That's it. But yeah, things have been chill this month. So, hoping all the good vibes continue.
Well, that's not good news for those who are waiting for a Play a Nathan segment for this week.
Yeah, akong bahala dun.
Yeah.
I got you.
Titrigger natin si Emil so he becomes the Red Hulk. All right, let's get to some announcements. First off, ito matagal lang hinihintay ng mga followers natin sa Facebook page. There is an official WrestleMania 41 viewing party hosted by the Wrestling Podcast at Skinny Mike's BGC. Yay!
Yay! Good news and bad news. Good news and bad news. So, yes, merong WrestleMania 41 viewing party both days. That's April 2021.
Happy 420!
Happy 420.
Yeah.
But we are not yet sure if the renovations of the bar will be complete by then. So for now, we will be opening officially yung signups for by tomorrow. But right now we're capping it at 70 people per day. So yun muna. If we get news before the event that tapos na yung expanded space sa baba ng bar, we will expand the capacity of the event and allow walk-ins. But for now, medyo unahan po na tayo.
Yeah, so hindi mo na natin i-announce yung link.
Yeah, tomorrow na.
Okay.
I'll post the post tomorrow. Don't worry.
All right.
So if you're a patron on Gang or Patreon, you have early access to it.
Yeah. So that's one of the many benefits of our patrons. Emil, let them know about the others.
All right. So aside from that, there's many perks and benefits, of course, of subscribing and supporting the podcast through two ways. It's Patreon, patreon.com/wrestling podcast, and gagnow.com/wrestling2xpod. So aside from early access and special treatments or events like the Miss WrestleMania Big Party, you'll also get the chance to join us in our Discord server. Our Discord community has always been amazing, always been awesome. Also review content in the weekly wrestling shows. Special discounts sa mga pasabays, which I think we're opening to plan another one soon, another batch. So if you want in on all that good stuff, all you got to do is subscribe to Patreon and Gang. Again, the links are patreon.com/wrestling podcast and gangnow.com/wrestling2xpod for as low as $5.
Mel,
Right.
70, 70,
70.
70.
Yeah.
70. People would kill us if we had 17 slots for the viewing party.
Yung 17 slots, barkada lang yun.
Oh.
That's not a party.
God damn.
That's 70, yeah.
I mean, let's use our common sense.
Ganun ba kami kagago sa inyo? Do we look that stupid to you?
I think naniniguro lang si Mel.
Nung kala mo sa amin, tatanggap lang ng kontratang pinirmahan ng kahit sino.
All right, more announcements here on the pod. We're celebrating our 11th anniversary next month. So to kick off the celebration of year 11 of the pod, we are hosting our annual Wrestling Podcast Quiz Night. So that's going to happen on April 12, second Saturday of the month at Skinny Mike's BGC. Yan din, siguro 70 lang din yung max occupancy. 70, ha?
For now, we will assume.
Yeah. We've got some prizes. We've got authentic WWE books, t-shirts, Funko Pops, among others that will be up for grabs for quiz night. All right? So if you want in on that, then stay tuned to our Facebook page for details. I-announce din namin yung sign-up sheet. I believe the defending champions are actually among our patrons. So if they'd like to defend their crown...
They're not.
Oh. Di ba?
There are technically two defending champions.
Oh,
The twins never got to defend their title the last time.
Hindi, pag wala ka last time, hindi ka na yung champion. Kasi hindi ka pumunta eh.
They never lost. But okay.
Yeah, but they didn't show up either. So hindi sila returning champions.
All right, fair. That's fair.
So yun, a lot of bragging rights, a lot of prizes up for grabs for our annual quiz night. So we'll see you on Saturday, April 12 at Skinny Mike's BGC. All right, last plug. Ro, let's put over the Convergent Netflix bundle.
Actually, let me throw it to Emil because he got his Converge Netflix plan up and running this week.
Yeah, I gotta give a big shout out to Converge for pulling through this week with the Converge bundle. I actually upgraded last December, but I only got everything as of this past week. But sobrang bilis because I actually went to their office last Saturday to get the box, and then later that afternoon may dumating na technician. Hindi ko inaasahan yun, no? So if you want to upgrade your Converge experience, or kung gusto niyo lumipat sa Converge, because again they're the best when it comes to internet speeds and all the add-ons, here are the plans for you. We got the plan 1798, the 1998, and the 2298. So you get super fast internet speed. You get speed boost. You get the box, the experience box, which I'm using now over my Google Chromecast kasi that the device itself is really, really nice. You get free channels as well.
Napabenta din ako ng TV stick ko eh.
Yeah. So, and then included dun yung modem nga you get far more faster internet speeds now. So again, I'm gonna put them over because they really did good by me this week. So again, Converge number 1.
What did you do to initiate the process?
Yeah. So you can go to their website, gofiber.ph. You could log in your account, or you could create an account, or you could email them with sa customer service nila. Or you can even go to their office. If there's a local Converge office in your area, you could go directly there and sila mismo mag-asikaso sa inyo.
So that exchange went entirely different from what I had in mind. Because, Ro, I thought you were going to ask, what did you do when your internet speeds finally got upgraded? And I thought Emil was going to say, I celebrated by going to the hub.
No, I was asking him to give a CTA, the call to action.
Oo nga. All right.
Wala ka dyan.
Angelo in the comments is asking how competitive quiz night can be.
Oh, it is.
It gets pretty competitive, Angelo.
May kukwento ako sa inyo. So, si Doc G, si Glendale, usually, he starts out quiz night with a huge lead.
Yeah.
He starts out with a very huge lead because he's a big super fan of wrestling. But then, he gets to the pop culture questions, the pop culture categories. And then dun siya bumabagsak. Kasi kulang pa siya sa pop culture knowledge. So, those twists and turns can happen, and that's how competitive the quiz nights are.
Mm-hmm.
Last time, sabi niya, dun daw siya na sa singing bee.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't really know the lyrics that much. So, yeah.
Yeah, but quiz nights can get pretty fun. Last quiz night we hosted nung Halloween, we were joined by a member of the cast of Incognito on Netflix.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yung kontrabida dun, si Diamond.
Diamond.
All right, let's get to some actual wrestling talk. And let's start by talking about John Cena's hurt feelings. So we opened Monday Night Raw with John Cena cutting his first You People promo. And if you don't know what a You People promo is, it's when someone who has just turned heel starts hating on the crowd, the fans, the audience, and starts saying, you people this, you people that. So what did you guys think about John Cena's first words since that huge heel turn no Elimination Chamber Toronto?
Okay, so I hinted at it on Twitter on Tuesday after the promo aired. And I didn't like it. No, I did not. I did not like it one bit. It's not because it was bad. Siyempre, it's John Cena. That guy has mastered acting over the course of the past few years. But it wasn't the story thread I was expecting from the whole Rock scenario. Diba? The Rock offered Cody power, glory, fame. If Cody gave him his soul, if Cody gave Rock his soul. Tapos when Cody denied that and Rock motioned Cena to do whatever to Cody, I thought that, the deal was transferred to Cena. So yung story na in-expect ko, akala ko yun. Na okay, John Cena turns back on everything he stood for because he wanted more from The Rock, diba? And then you have the people already have Cody. So what use would they have for Cena, right? And then he cuts this super bitter promo, which he punctuates by saying that he's breaking up with us. Yeah. And the thing is, the promo isn't bad. It's actually perfect if the year was 2008 or 2011. 2008 because that was like the real height of Super Cena and the Cena hate, when people would be cheering yung mga kalaban ni Cena ng mga ka-feud niya. Or 2011 when he was feuding with Rock. So it would have made sense. He kept saying things about how people abused him, about how people hated him so much, how he was turned into a toy, about how he was turned into a joke with the whole invisible jokes. Yeah, it made sense if people were actively vocally hating him, which they haven't done so since, I don't know, the mid 2010s, diba? Cena sucks hasn't been a thing in essentially forever.
Yeah.
So I don't understand why all of a sudden Cena's heel turn became about the abuse, the emotional, psychological abuse that he had gotten when he hadn't been getting that in so long. For me, I think mas compelling pa yung mas compelling pa na maging kwento na he turned his back and joined The Rock's corporate, the literal corporation that he is, because he's the owner or a part owner now of TKO, diba? So I thought that would have been much more interesting. I think that saying F the kids, fuck the kids, diba, would have been more hilarious. A better use of his time. Instead, it was whiny, diba? It felt like the same John Cena that I've seen over the years, except that he was now complaining, diba? Medyo may patawa pa yung delivery niya, diba? So it wasn't super serious for me, and I kind of was deflated from the high of John Cena finally turning heel after hearing that.
Yeah, when I was watching this promo, I was thinking, okay, this is a good promo, but at the same time, it's a decade too late. yung nilalaman ng mga sinasabi niya, di ba? Because the people have accepted John Cena as their GOAT. Like hell, they were announcing him as the greatest of all time. So in the last decade, you like nagkaroon na ng appreciation kay Cena. That's why everything that he's saying quite contradicts the truth or quite contradicts what happened in the last 10 years. I did like what yung sinabi niya na ano na he's not changing his theme song, he's not changing his attire because that's what people are expecting from him. But that was the one thing that I liked from that promo. Tama si Ro, it's not a bad promo in itself, but medyo malayo siya dun sa story or medyo malayo siya dun sa bagay na dapat patunguhan nung storya, which is him turning heel, selling his soul because he is so desperate for title number 17. And maybe they're saving that for another week because we still have a month left before Mania, but medyo sablay yung first outing niya for me.
Yeah, sorry, before you start. I think it just doesn't add up to the current reality of Cena. Diba? Like, I don't hate the promo. I just hate the context that the promo was cut in because nobody hates Cena anymore. People were hating when people started hating Roman Reigns. That's when people started appreciating John Cena. Roman Reigns, the pilit good guy, nung 2010s. So that was when people were coming around on John Cena. Because at that point, John Cena wasn't so bad compared to Big Dog Roman Reigns. So the good thing about that is Roman Reigns turned exactly when he was supposed to turn. Cena did not. And that's why that promo specifically didn't work for me.
Mm-hmm. Si Doc G, tinanong niya kanina, did it work for you na Cody called John Cena a whiny bitch and then Cena couldn't even say anything in response? Or did it weaken yung heel character ni Cena?
I mean, you're a heel, so you're expected that to give up give up your face in situations like that, right?
I did like though that Cody didn't take that Cena seriously. He immediately dismissed, like, this isn't the John Cena we respected. This isn't the John Cena that I want to face at WrestleMania. So you better go find that John Cena. So parang dinismiss niya agad eh. And they didn't go back and forth with it. He just basically, called him a whiny bitch and moved on.
What did you want to happen, Emil?
For at this point, yun nga, I want them to go back to the story
I think
of the desperation thing that I was talking about earlier.
I think I don't fully hate yung sinabi ni Cena. It's just that parang may kulang na qualifier. Like, I hope that he said, like, I was holding this in for 25 years. Diba? Like, he implied that, yes, but he never said that bitter ako. So all this time I was holding a grudge. Diba? I wanted him to come right out and say that. And I wanted him to connect it to what he did for The Rock. Diba? So, bitter ako for 25 years. So, tinirikunan ko yung lahat and pumanig ako kay Rock. That was the missing part for me if you were going to draw on your feelings from being emotionally abused by all the booing from years back and not even from recent memory, diba?
Mm-hmm. So, Cena says na, break na tayo. Diba? This is a toxic, abusive, dysfunctional relationship. With that being said, will you pay $25,000 to have lunch with John Cena? I-convert natin sa pesos, 1.4 million pesos.
Will Cena break up with me during the lunch?
Yun may gusto mong fan experience.
Wow.
I mean, it depends, right? What's he gonna do? Is it in character? What's happening?
Yeah. Anyone who pays $25,000 to have lunch with John Cena has too much money. Like, come on. Like,
I mean, duh.
There's so much more. There's so much more that you could do with $25,000. Having lunch with John Cena is like the last thing I would want to do with that money.
Really?
Yeah.
The last thing?
Yeah. The last thing.
So you would rather give it to your worst enemy than have lunch with John Cena?
Ibigay mo kay,
Oh, yeah. One of the last things I would do.
No, I think that's not a bad thing to do with. If you had an extra 25 Gs or a 1.4 mil lying around, diba? If you had that much dispensable income.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you want to have lunch with John Cena? Gusto ko malaman, what else does it come with, diba? I know na it's at a 5-star restaurant or whatever.
Pwede ka bang i-record yung conversation namin tapos ilabas sa wrestling podcast, diba?
May return of investment.
That would be worth the 25K. I would say.
Mag-crowdfund tayo, guys. Crowdfunding tayo dito.
Chino, para kay Chino.
Oh, para kay Chino. Bigyan natin sa kanya $25,000 para siya yung mag-lunch with John Cena.
Huwag kayong bumili ng kotse gamit yung 1.4 million nyo. Bigyan nyo kay Chino para ma-meet si John Cena.
Oo. Tapos dadali niya sa podcast. Masasabihin ni John Cena yung mga pangalan namin sa OBB.
Oh yeah. Hell yeah. That's like we could end the show after that.
Oh. Gagawa tayo ng GoFundMe ora mismo. $25,000 para ma-meet ni Chino si Cena at makapag-record si Cena ng OBB ng podcast. Solid nun. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we'll get through more of the highlights from Raw, including what Rhea Ripley did with the Women's World Championship. But first, a quick message from our other podcasts right here on the Pod Network. More of the highlights from Monday Night Raw. We've got what appears to be Penta's direction headed into WrestleMania, and that's his pursuit of the Intercontinental Championship. He's openly declared it to the point na pati si Finn Balor nagagalit kasi pati siya na-threaten now that Penta has his eyes set on the IC title.
It was about time, right? So it was about time they gave him a direction. It's like what, a couple of months since Penta's debut on Raw. So the mid card ng Raw is super stacked, and there is no better spot for him than this. You're in mute.
Yeah, I agree. This is the best spot for him, considering Mania season, and he needs to have a big splash for his first Mania. And I also think it's time for Braun to move up from the IC title scene. He has been in the Intercontinental scene for like a year now, so it's time for him to also move up, compete for the World Heavyweight Championship after Mania. So Penta can take over. But I have this gut feeling that this will end up as a multi-man match, because a lot of people are targeting the Intercontinental Championship.
I mean, is that a bad thing if you put them all in like a ladder match or something?
No, I would love that. I would love for Mania to have a signature multi-man ladder match, just like we had 10 years ago.
For Money in the Bank.
For IC title.
For the IC title.
Yeah. Para sina Bryan, sina Harper.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I can get with that. Right, speaking of WrestleMania Championship chases, ito, papasabata sa korte, yung pagpirma ni Rhea Ripley dun sa kontrata na wala naman yung pangalan niya.
This isn't legally binding, right?
Yeah, it's not.
That's...
Anyone who has taken obligations and contracts, no. Basic, that's law 101. Yeah. If your name is not on the contract, even if you sign it, it is not binding.
Yes.
So we still continue the trend of WWE taking a shit on lawyers and law students everywhere.
What's funny is the video you posted, Ro, dito sa Facebook page natin, diba? Apparently, this is the same story beat from 2004 during the Triple H, Shawn Michaels, and Chris Benoit feud for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah, you referenced, somebody referenced last week, diba?
Yeah, I think it was me.
Yeah, you mentioned
represented,
about Chris Benoit and Triple H from 2004, and it turns out doon pala nila nakuha yun na Rhea just attacked someone, Shawn Michaels attacked Chris Benoit, and signed the contract in his place. So obviously it makes zero sense if you know anything about how contracts work, but hey, it makes for good sports entertainment, I guess.
Yeah, ito na. Papunta na tayo sa triple threat na we saw after Elimination Chamber na will happen or might happen at WrestleMania. So I guess this is their way to insert Rhea into it by doing something that isn't legally binding.
So is Rhea a heel now?
She should be, honestly.
No, I don't think so.
Really?
No, hindi siya coded as heel eh. Parang, alam mo yun. I think she's just being herself. Like Cena said. Like Cena said, he's not a heel, not a baby face. She's a human being.
I think we talked about something about on this pod weeks ago na it would be weird to have 3 baby faces compete in a triple threat. One has to be the heel, and basing on
and they're all super popular. Does it even matter? Like, I think we're at a point where all 3 of them just are.
Kaya nga human being sila.
But
di sila baby face, di sila heel.
Pero for me, de facto heel dito si Rhea because of the actions that she did.
I mean, she's just being impulsive
and aggressive. Yeah.
Does that really make you a heel at the end of the day?
Yung aggressive slider ni Rhea lang, turn all the way up.
Ikaw nga, I mean, Nate, kung sino-sino inaaway mo.
Oo nga.
Heel ka ba? Diba
heel ka ba, Emil Nate? Pag fan ka, tapos kupal ka online, tapos sinasabi mo heel ka, di yun totoo. Kupal ka lang.
Yeah. There's no such thing as papakahidang ako, guys. That's not a real thing, guys.
Oh. Kupal ka lang, masama lang ugali mo. All right, let's go to NXT. And let's talk about Stephanie Vaquer, the double champ. She's doing double duty next week on NXT. She'll be defending both of her championships back-to-back. So she's taking on Jada Parker for the NXT Women's Championship. And then she's defending her North American Championship against Fallon Henley.
So, huli yung North American Championship?
I think so, based on yung, the way that they worded it nung NXT.
Then I guess that sets up the loss, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You can't I mean, realistically they can also just do the back-to-back win, but also realistically the story is you were exhausted from 2 back-to-back championship matches.
Yeah, I have a gut feel now she's gonna lose the North American Championship next week because of the way they set it up. So it's fine. I mean, she's the NXT champion din naman, so someone else can be North American champion.
Mm-hmm. So you don't want to see this double champ run go for a long time?
Especially with how deep the women's division is, they need both championships.
I generally don't like double championship stories. It's a waste of other talent that can be a champion.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. Speaking of elevating people, ito si Javon Evans. Looks like he's moving up to the NXT Championship title picture. Yung last shot of NXT this past week was Trick, Javon, and a fallen Oba Femi.
Yeah, I think it's about time. It's funny because Javon was a AEW Dark enhancement talent just a couple of years back, and now he's showcased like this. So you love to see it. I like that this is his career trajectory.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 3-way for the NXT title at Stand and Deliver is the way to go. And I have a theory.
ano to?
I have a theory.
Oh.
Trick Williams is the leader of what's the name of the group?
Dark State.
Yeah. I've been seeing it circulating on Twitter kasi they haven't attacked Trick. Yeah. And kahapon they just appeared, but they never went to the ring and attacked Trick or Oba. So I think he's turning heel. This aggression will lead to him revealing as the leader of the faction.
What do you feel about the name? Dark State.
Yeah.
What is this edgelord shit?
Could have been better.
Oh,
Could have been better. I don't think it will have the same name recognition as, let's say, the Shield or Nexus, diba? So, but I don't know.
Did we actually like the Shield in 2012 as a name?
I did.
I did. It was a good name.
Yeah, it was.
Did we like the Nexus as a name in 2010?
I was
yeah,
fine
definitely.
with it. I was fine with it.
Yeah.
Kasi yung wordplay in Nexus was NXT, diba?
Right.
That's where it comes from.
Mm-hmm.
So
how about
State,
how about the core?
Oh, that was
yan yun.
Yun yung malala.
Pero sige,
don't speak of the core.
Let's keep talking about the name, no? Dark State. I don't know what to feel about it. Kasi I think the first time I heard it was when Vic Joseph said it on commentary. Like, hindi rin sinabi sa amin na, call them Dark State, you know? So,
wala kayong notes just to call them.
Yeah, like, it was just the group.
The group.
Kasi wala pa pangalan eh, hindi pa
That's
official
weird.
eh.
Yeah.
Parang pinaggawa sila ng pangalan na to last second before coming out, like Spider-Man.
Yeah, I feel like they will have a new name once Trick is revealed as their leader.
Why? They already called the Dark State. Or Dark State.
They can always, like, you know, retcon it, but okay.
Anong gusto mo, maging downstate sila?
But yeah, let's see what's gonna happen with this group. Pero yun yung feel ko eh. Like, they have a leader, and it's Trick Williams.
What if it's not Trick Williams, Emil? What if it's your boy Eddie Thorpe?
I don't know about that. It wouldn't make sense to me. But okay. But yun nga, I feel like they have a higher power, some sort of a leader na will be revealed at some point. And I feel like it's
what if they don't need a higher power? The Death Riders didn't need a higher power.
Kasi wala pa sa kanilang yung talagang kilalang-kilala ng mga tao. Eh.
Yung Shield rin naman ah.
Well, no, that's not true. It's not
people
true.
knew Rollins and Ambrose
yeah.
Shield with the Shield came.
They were banking on their indie notoriety.
What about the Nexus? OG Nexus.
Oh, they had Brian. Brian was their guy.
Yeah, for one day.
Yeah, for one day.
For one day.
Yeah. So, let's see. Medyo nagiging interesting na to, especially after yesterday. Like before, like I was like so with this group, but especially with their actions yesterday, na it was how weird it is. They never went to the ring when Trick was there. Like something peaked in me. Now, okay, there might be something going down at Stand and Deliver.
Gaano kahigpit yung conviction mo dito, Emil, na si Trick Williams ang leader ng Dark State?
Like 80%, 70%.
So, yung tipong may ipupusta ka, willing ka magpusta ng something. Tipong yung dangal mo pwede mo itaya over this.
I don't know.
Tipong pag mali ka sa WrestleMania viewing party, sasayaw mo yung sayaw ni Eruption.
Oh my, please no. Don't make me do this.
Palag?
I mean, I can't do the dance. That's so mahirap man. So, I don't know about that. I'm gonna think about it.
All right, sure. We have a few weeks to decide kung magtiting-ting-tang-tang ba si Emil Nate sa WrestleMania 41 viewing party. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we'll talk about Spike. And we'll talk about Spike's impact on skin. But first, we'll hear from our other podcasts right here on the Pod Network.
Right.
All right, I know everyone wants to talk about Spike, so let's talk about Spike, everybody.
Oh my god.
Spike was the main character in the street fight between Mox and Cope, in which Mox won. And then ang daming cameos. FTR was there, Willow was there, Death Riders came back, the Patriarchy got involved, and Spike was there. So I think we got to start with Spike because that spot, my God, was pretty batshit insane.
Sana nakapagpa-injection si John Moxie ng
I'm sure they had it ready backstage because you don't do that without prior consultation. I would hope so.
Akala ko before when this weapon was first introduced, I thought it was like a gimmick or hindi siya totoong
fake nail, fake nails.
Fake nail. And then when he got suplex, like tas nagdumikit sa and it was even I don't know, they were trying to
that was my favorite part.
Yeah, kasi na zoom. Like for a second they zoom into it, like why?
I love it.
God.
And the fun part, the good part is this time there is no Domino's commercial. So that's an controversy done.
Hardware commercial, no?
Gusto ko yung si Emil. Why?
Why did they zoom into it? Like,
but it was hilarious. I loved it. I'm gonna post it later for the people who didn't get to see.
Sumasama yung balat niya dun sa ayaw pang mag-let go nung nail.
It's kind of like how grudges work, right? Hindi ka nagle-let go eh.
These two went insane, and I wish this could have been the main event of Revolution, but I feel like they needed kailangan nilang bumawi, so they went all out, pulled out all the stops, and created magic.
Nagalit ka kasi Emil Nate, kaya sabi ni Mox, sige, magpapa-torture ako in front of the whole world. Magpapa-penitensya ako para kay Emil Nate.
I feel like that was also a statement made by Mox, because people have been really raining down hard on this title reign. And again, this is for the sickos, and Moxley proved why he is a top guy in AEW. The complaints about his title reign is still there, but at least for today, they
defend niya kasi yung championship.
Yeah, they defended the championship.
Defended it twice in 3 weeks.
He went out there and he stuck a bunch of nails on his back for the sickos.
It's great. I love it. Yeah. Because it's not as gruesome as yung pizza slicer spot. Kasi that one was, a crimson mask on Nick Gage. Yeah. But it was just funny na nakadikit yung nails sa likod niya.
Parang na fish hook pa nga yung balat niya. Doon ako
Yeah.
I mean, we saw Novocaine. This is light work now for us.
Novocaine is movie magic, man. Ito, live eh, puta. Parang yung kupal na in-interview ni Chris Van Vliet, diba? Parang ini-invalidate niya yung wrestling. Yan, tangina mo, yung Novocaine, movie magic yun. Ito, live.
Walang camera tricks.
Hindi nga camera trick, sinumpalalo yung camera.
Yeah. That was great. I love that.
I think the next time that someone takes a crap on pro wrestling and says na parang, that shit is fake, I think we have to show them this particular Mox clip.
The thing about that is, I know for a fact that the barbed wire has been gimmicked lately. Like, it's not for real barbed wire anymore. It looks like barbed wire, but it's prop barbed wire. But they went all in with it.
Pun intended. So yeah, that was nuts. And now Cope is nowhere close to winning World Championship number 12. Mukhang galit din sa kanya si Dax the Axe for some reason. FTR's back in this storyline. What did you think about that development?
They did what I wanted them to do for the Swerve match, which is to have the end game moment. Diba? Everyone came out to try and stop Mox from winning, but they didn't work kasi mas marami pa rin yung ano. And then the Patriarchy showed up to derail everything, which is weird because that sort of, again, it made Christian look dumb again.
Why?
Because it served no one. Why would you ruin the thing that would have gotten you closer to a championship.
Wala, galit siya kay Cope eh. Ayaw niya maging champion si Cope.
But Cope wasn't the guy who submitted Christian nung Revolution.
Doesn't matter. Christian hates Cope.
Yeah, I mean, it still doesn't make it a smart choice. It doesn't make him any less stupid for that. And anyway, I hope that the Cope loss still figures into a big endgame finish sa Dynasty for when Swerve goes on to face Mox. Because at this point, you establish that everyone wants Mox to lose, diba? And the Death Riders to lose their grip on AEW.
Yeah, I agree with that. The FTR thing that was definitely interesting to me because in their detour they started to act heelish against the Undisputed Kingdom. And in the last episode, they already showed hints because they didn't shake the hands of O'Reilly and Strong. So I like how they detoured, but at the same time they had some progress with FDR storyline here, and heel FDR is best FDR to me. They've been baby faces for like 3 years now, so it's about time that they become bad guys again. They're at their best when they're working as heels.
Mm-hmm.
I think the heel turn isn't happening in the next couple of weeks. So.
Yeah, it's a gradual thing. Yeah.
But to what end? Like why?
Well, it's just people changing and people being frustrated. Like,
they got
it's character progression. No.
They got sick of losing. They got sick of Cope losing.
Parang they got sick. No, Dax got frustrated. They still couldn't beat Death Riders, despite evening the odds. And that is the character progression. At least it's tied to the story.
Mm-hmm. So I was watching this match, tong street fight, and it came up like in the middle of the broadcast, diba? Sabi ko, pucha, ano to? This is gonna be a Broadway, or like an hour-long street fight? Yun yung una ko naisip, diba? Because of like past precedent. And then it turned out na hindi pala. So, with all of the things that happened here, diba? Ultimo, may spike pang nangyari. I would have thought that this would have been a main event type of deal. But it was not.
No, I get I get what TK was doing here. People got so mad at the finish of Revolution that it was it was a downer that Mox won again. So he knew that Mox was gonna win again. So he put it in the middle so that something nice would happen at the end, like the good match between Megan Bayne and Chris Statlander.
That absolutely makes sense.
Yeah.
Yung sinabi. I would have said that this should have been main event, but
naisip ko rin yun. Then I saw that when Mox won, people were like, oh, again. They were deflated again. So
it wasn't even like booze.
He learned his lesson from Revolution. Because people were shitting so hard on that finish that they didn't get a great ending to the show.
Yeah, like people hated that ending. The perception of the pay-per-view for them wasn't a good one. Despite Revolution being probably one of the best pay-per-views in the last couple of years, but because the ending left a bad taste in their mouths.
The last note is always the note you remember. So
exactly. Yeah.
Wala, hindi happy ending eh. So no happy endings for
and then they also
learned
Mox. They also learned from all the criticism coming from Revolution that Tony Storm should have main evented the show. So, Tony Storm main evented this show.
Yeah, it was kind of weird na parang sobrang direct. It's like it directly addressed the criticisms coming out of Revolution.
Isn't this what we wanted?
I mean, I wanted it 3 weeks ago, not today.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, better late than never. Like at least he was telling us that he was listening to us.
Yeah, yun ang importante dun eh. At least, at least he knows our complaints,
he was paying attention to Twitter.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, sige. Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll talk about Kenny Omega's next challengers and that Tony Storm moment to end Dynamite. But first, one last message from our other podcasts right here on the Pod Network. Last stretch for the pod. Let's talk about Kenny Omega's challengers at Dynasty. So, hindi pala one challenger. He gets two in Ricochet and Speedball Mike Bailey. And I don't know about you guys, but I actually enjoyed the finish. Very innovative siya. Great way to get both Ricochet and Speedball into the Dynasty match.
Yeah, we did say last week that it would have been fine for either Ricochet or Speedball to get in the match. And he solved that problem creatively. Diba? You can't hand Speedball the loss just yet, but you also need Ricochet in that spot. So I like how he handled it, and I like okay, let's just count both guys making the pin, and it's as simple as that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we predicted last week, guys, having any role, either Ricochet or Mike Bailey deserve to go on to Dynasty. So, we all get what we want here, like having these two in the match. So it's gonna be a banger, definitely. Can't wait to see this match, Dynasty.
Mm-hmm. Ito, may comment from Facebook. Paulo Fresnoza says, "Isn't it illegal that Lance Tanong is not part of the podcast? Come on, let's go." Lance is actually part of the podcast. He is a patron and has been generously supporting the pod financially. But if Lance would like to support us more financially, then we can make some room. Emil, shut up. Get out of here.
I mean, someone did leave recently. We do have kind of an open spot for an ASH.
Oh. Just saying. Just putting it out there. Pero gusto rin namin ng diversity. Sausage fest na kami for the longest time. So, if you know any women who would like to talk wrestling with us, we would, probably consider holding auditions or whatever.
Jasper! May naghahanap ng yeah.
Ayan, para sa'yo, Angelo. All right, let's talk about Toni Storm here. Dynamite closed with a pretty good main event between Megan Bayne and Chris Statlander. And after that, Toni Storm was doing commentary. I loved yung double entendres as always. And then she got on the mic and straight up gave Megan Bayne a championship match at Dynasty, which I felt was kind of weird. Kasi parang champion ka eh. Bakit mo binigay kay Megan Bayne yung title match right away? She didn't even ask for it. Like, Megan Bayne has been a mostly silent character.
No, remember that she tossed Stat onto Toni during the match.
Yeah.
So that told me that Toni wanted to get back at her, and
the only way to do it was to put the title on the line?
Why not? She is a proud woman. I mean, a proud champion, rather.
Yeah, but not very smart. Alam mo yun, parang, if you want to get back at someone, you can do it without putting your title on the line.
Alam mo when a babyface don't make the smartest decisions, remember?
Sure,
especially if you're a babyface champion.
Right.
Yeah, my worry about this one is...
sige, go.
She's getting this push now because she's the new toy. She's the new wrestler for the champion to play with. So my worry is they're gonna have her go after Toni, lose, and then after that, wala na follow up.
Actually, if they were smart, they would have her win. Kasi laki ng tao eh.
Yeah. That would be I don't know about that. Pero
why not? Why not, Emil? Why not make the Megasus your world champion?
Because Toni is so over at this point. Like
she's Megan Bayne.
She's literally
she's a legit 6-footer, Emil. Aapakan ka niya. Ilo Lauren Phillips ka niya, Emil.
Remember that Bane beat Batman early in the movie.
Yeah.
Okay,
fair.
Do
so
that.
that we can get full-on rivalry. Okay,
why would I have Toni do the Mercedes thing where she's facing a revolving door of challengers? Diba? Let's have her drop the championship to Megan Bayne. She's huge. She justifies winning the championship that early.
Yeah, tsaka we all saw how compelling timeless Toni Storm is as a chaser, diba? Like against Mariah May. It was pretty fun to watch.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a fair assessment. Yeah.
Eto, may tanong si Jace in the comments. Can we have a smart baby face from any promotion, please?
Has there been a smart baby face? I'm trying to think of one then. I don't know.
I mean, Moxley, when he was a babyface.
I guess.
Why was he smart, Emil?
There was one storyline against MJF na he outsmarted MJF in the contract signing. So that's really a smart babyface move. And he was a champion at this point.
Technically, Cope was smart for taking people out.
Yeah.
As a babyface?
Yeah.
When
he took out the Death Riders.
Okay. I thought the question was smart babyface champion. That's smart babyface champion. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, that's a fair point. Okay,
Pero smart babyface champion yan, mapapaisip talaga tayo.
Yeah. That's true.
Si Glendale has a problem with the Lauren Phillips comparisons. Sorry, Glendale, not sorry.
This is the second week in a row that you mentioned the show.
Bagay.
Yeah.
Ayaw mo ba?
I can see it. I can see the comparison.
I mean, going back to Megan Bain as champion, I think it would be pretty fun just because bago siya and she hasn't lost yet and she's dominant and she's huge. Right?
So Brock Lesnar of the women's division.
Yeah, sure.
I guess, yeah.
Okay, fair. It's fair.
Medyo sad lang because diba, they debuted Camille months ago and then now Camille is nowhere to be found. I don't know what happened there.
I guess that didn't work out for whatever reason. We'll find out soon enough, I guess.
Yep. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right. Coming up on the podcast, sometime in the next few days, sina Ro and Emil, they're going to be releasing yung WWE 2K25 review. So if you guys have been enjoying yung streams that they've been doing on the Facebook page, then there's more to come on that front. And then they're also going to review the game. So kung gusto nyo ng endorsement, like should you get the game or whatever, then Ro and Emil will let you know how things go over on the island.
Yeah.
Yep.
Abangan natin yan. Abangan nyo rin on the page. We're going to be putting up the announcement posts for the WrestleMania viewing party, for Quiz Night on April 12, and for our next batch of pasabays. So I know na some of you have been wanting to get the Wrestling is Real t-shirt and the Travis Scott and The Rock. So yun, you can actually get it legitimately from WWE Shop via the Wrestling podcast. Right?
Hoping that they ship to us though, yung product na yun.
Yeah, I hope so. I do hope so as well.
Yeah, we gotta clear that first.
Tingnan muna natin. Emil Nate, papayag ka ba gawin mo ng actual ring name yung Oragon Dragon?
I'm not even a wrestler, so how is it gonna be my ring name?
Bakit? May mga fans din naman na may ring name.
Oh my God.
Hindi naman siya pinagbabawal. Nag-work heel ka ba, Emil Nate?
I like my
Frank
name
the Clown has a ring name.
Oo nga. Pati si green shirt guy, di ba?
I mean, okay. All right. Yeah, so the WWE 2K25 stream, I'm gonna do another one this Saturday, same time. I'm just, again, exploring the island. Medyo madami din pa na madaming missions, madaming things na kailangan gawin sa the island.
Have you progressed off stream?
No, I haven't. I haven't touched the island since last week. So we're going to continue right where we left off last Saturday. So it's going to be fun. Join us here on the Wrestling Podcast Facebook page.
Yun, napaka-inclusive natin. I love it. Because if you don't have, wala kayong lakad, wala kayong date or whatever, then you can hang out with us. Diba? Hang out with Emil Nate while he's exploring the island. Si Emil Nate ang date nyo. Oh, diba? Ikaw, Ro, what do you have going on?
Nothing new. But please, if you haven't signed up for Triller TV Plus just yet, please sign up now. $299 lang. That is less than 200 pesos, guys. That is a super steal. You get Dexcon, you get GCW, you get Bloodsport, you get DPW, a whole bunch of other stuff. Progress. That's included in a lot of the in that Triller TV Plus subscription. So go check that out. I have no details yet on when WrestleStorm 2 will be coming out on Triller TV, but I'm sure that we'll be getting on that sooner than later. I think we already have some of the editing going on. So abang nila lang if you weren't there last Sunday like these two. I don't know how much of the show will be on the broadcast. I say there was a special moment at the end.
Hey, no, let's shout out the Itchy Worms because they actually acknowledge the moment.
Hey,
that was awesome.
Yeah. So the story behind that is they were supposed to do the stunner with the beer, but it was a last minute audible by tech guy Nigel San Jose to play the Itchy Worms song. So
shout out
I was
to
not in the
MSJ.
script.
That was awesome.
Sana wag niyo kami tirahin, Phil's Cap. But tickets to the next show, which is World Underground Wrestling Masterclass, April 5, are available now. And if you buy a Masterclass ticket, you get early access to the next DexCon show, which starts with the letter D. And I don't know when we'll find out what the real name is. Pero that's happening on May. And may babalik. May bisita daw.
Honorary Pinoy.
May kasama daw siyang isa pang bisita. So dexcon.helixpay.ph. Don't miss out. I think that May show is gonna get sold out like it did last year.
Yeah, I'm actually not gonna be in town for that one, so I'm already sad. I am very sad.
Yeah, you better fucking go.
You better be there, Emil Nate.
I'll be there. I'm saying it now. I'll be there.
Tama mo si Rowan.
Si Rowan yung date mo.
Wala siya last year eh. Nandun si Zach, diba?
Oh yeah, you should be there. Rowan, you should be there.
He's not even here. Paano yung malalaman na he has to be there?
I'm gonna kukulitin ko siya online.
All right. Sige, kita-kita tayo at all of these events. We have a lot of shit going on, guys. Here in the local wrestling scene, diba? In our little community, we have a lot of stuff going on. So we hope to see you sa Quiz Night on April 12, WrestleMania viewing party April 20 and 21, and World Underground Wrestling April 5, DexCon in May. Holy shit, ang daming nangyayari. So kita-kita tayo. Please don't be a stranger. Don't be a dick. All right? Make sure to follow the podcast on social media. It is at Wrestling2xpod on TikTok, Twitter, and Blue Sky. At Wrestling Podcast everywhere else. Kung gusto nyo makipagkulitan online, individually, it is at Chino Supersize, at EML_Meister, at Roeswar, at _Stancy. Yung funds natin para sa $25,000 na lunch ni Chino with John Cena, pala nyo na sa amin kung paano ipapadala. I will send you my GCash. Ipa-forward po natin, idodocument natin dahil hindi tayo estafador. So, kung magpapadala po tayo ng $25,000 kay Chino Liao, gagawan po natin yan ng Google Sheets. Gagawan natin ng publicly accessible Google Sheets. All right?
More transparency than the office of the vice president.
You're damn right. You are damn right, sir. Thank you very much to Babyface producer Jasper and everyone over at the Pod Network. Alam ko sumasakit na yung ulo nila with all the jokes that we have this week. Thank you so much for making the Wrestling Podcast a part of your weekly routine. On behalf of Ro Moran and Emil Nate, I'm Stan C, reminding everyone to stay safe, stay cool, and don't be a dick. Wrestling Podcast. Out. Later, Outcasts.
Peace.